All right, y'all, it's your boy, the DJ Dred-E-Maximum, and right now we have the pleasure of having on the telephone the living legend herself. She's got the new project coming out called Almost September. I'm talking about the one and only MC Lyte. How are you, Miss Lyte?
I'm doing well, thank you.
You on the grind right now, huh?
Yes.
You got the new CD coming out. When is the release date?
Oh, goodness. We're looking for an April release on the album. And right now we're just getting everything prepared, still in the studio. And then we'll come out with another single before the album. And then the album comes April, May.
All right, so you almost finished recording all the joints for the CD. How's your experience so far in the new situation?
Oh, goodness, it's beautiful. You know, the two guys that are in the group are also the producers, and they just, they're very musically inclined, and they're a great bunch of people to work with. And it's been a great experience just trying to lock into the topics, and we all have like minds, so we're all humanitarians, and I think the lyrics and the music is going to be fitting for an '08 record.
Okay, so let's just clear up the confusion right away. This is not an MC Lyte record. This is a new group in which MC Lyte is the front person.
Yes, this is a new group, and it's called Almost September.
MC Lyte speaks so eloquently now. I was going to ask you about collabos, but I mean, I guess if you're working in a new group situation, then you're trying to let everybody in the group get some shine, right?
We have a couple of collaborations on the record. We have Macy Gray, we have India Irie, we have a couple of others that we have to work on clearances for. So once we get the clearances, we'll be able to definitely give of that information.
What can the fans expect on this new CD coming out?
Well, I think they could expect to be told the truth in terms of what's going on around the country. You know, I think a lot of MCs get caught up in the hype of a party and don't really report on what's going on worldwide. And I think this record will do that. And I'm excited because I think it's definitely what hip-hop needs. You know, it's a band, so we have a band flavor. It's hip-hop, but it's got soul in it. And when you have soul, you have spirit. When you have spirit, you're conscious and you're awake, and we all are.
I know you're going to do a tour, right?
Yeah. All of that will come into place next year. It's way too soon for me to be able to tell, you know, what cities we'll be hitting and at what pace we'll be moving. But we're definitely going to cover a whole lot of territory.
Okay. Now, what we're talking about here is making a new record for the 2008. So what I want to know is, does MC Lyte feel a pressure towards pleasing those loyal fans who may expect Lyte to be a little edgy once in a while, just like back in the day, all them classic joints? Or is it about being fearless in delivering that new, grown and sexy MC Lyte vibe?
I'm just me. So, you know, when it's time to make a record, I can only do what feels comfortable for me. For me to attempt to service one type of customer is not in my nature. Like, I'm going to do what I feel and what's real to me. And then in doing that, I hope to attract many people. But I don't think I have a concern about, there's young folks out there and they're too young for my music. Kids are grown these days. You know, they know a lot more than some of their elders. So I think the task is to just speak the truth, and those who are seeking it will find it.
Do you ever feel conflicted, for example, when a promoter hires you for your classics and he wants, for instance, you know, the retro party from a few weeks back, and big up the whole retro situation. If a promoter hires you strictly for the classics, are you ever on the way to the gig thinking to yourself, man, I ain't about no paper thin right now. I'm all about this new-ish that I'm trying to put out. How does that work?
Oh, well, in an MC Lyte show, I do all of my songs, new and old. But this is not an MC Lyte record. This is an Almost September record. So I'm not doing any of the new stuff.
Is there something behind the name Almost September that you'd like to share with us?
Absolutely. Almost September means almost perfect. September is the 9th month in the year. It represents Virgo, and Virgos are always critical, analytical, and in search of perfection. So we're almost perfect, but we're humble enough to know that we're not. So we're almost September.
We have the hip-hop legend herself, MC Lyte, on the telephone right about now. We're just catching up with her and talking about the new situation. My next question from Ms. Lyte is as follows. You got your major situation. You got all kind of different indie situations that operate at different success rates. You got your street tapes or your mixtapes. And then in between all three are many levels that, a lot of people just don't understand unless you're either in the industry or unless you're witnessing it firsthand. Today, how does the music industry and MC Lyte get down?
Oh, goodness. Well, I'm as free as I've ever been, in terms of being able to record on other people's records. As a matter of fact, I did a hook for your boy Cardinal Official. So, I have a lot more freedom these days, which is spectacular because I get to do what I want to do and I get to move how I want to move. It also, though, it does put a lot of pressure because it's all my responsibility now. As an independent artist, I'm the one that has to look out for everything. I can't leave it in someone else's hands to get done or do it right. So, to me, it's everything, every reward that comes from this moment on is because I've worked hard for it. And not to say that I didn't work hard prior to, but, when you have a major record label spending major money, you expect to get results. Now you're talking about, MC Lyte reaching out for folks who are truly music lovers and more interested in propelling into new dimensions as it is, pushing positive movement throughout the world. I'm hooking up with those type of DJs as opposed to someone who's looking for a check.
What is life like now for MC Lyte after your launching pad, which was first priority? Big up Nat Robinson. What is life like now after East West Records?
Oh, goodness. It's that was a good ground for me to start upon. I got all my business savvy and I learned a lot during those years. And I think everything that happens before is just to prepare you for what's to happen later. So I'm just moving in his grace.
Are the new school rappers today respectful of the pioneers who paved the way for them in the 80s and 90s? Or do you find that there's a lot of cutthroat nonsense, that whole arrogance when you are at an industry function?
Yeah, I think that's a general blanket statement, which you can't really use because everyone's an individual. So, you have some who are more thoughtful in their approach, in showing you that, they respect what you've done and they understand that, it all goes hand in hand. Without what came before, there would be no what is right now. It's all based on an individual basis. Okay.
Television or movie appearances, are we still taking acting seriously?
Oh, always. You should see some things in the near future, more hosting than actual theatrics, but that's on the way as well.
I saw you doing that. Good looking on the BET Awards show.
Oh, thank you.
I saw a commercial about a year ago, and I think it was for like Old Navy jeans or something like that. In the commercial, there's this young, sexy model apparently rapping, but what I hear are the vocals of a very recognizable MC Lyte. Is that something you could talk about?
There's nothing to really talk about. I did a voiceover, and the commercial was actually shot way before I even laid my vocal, if you can believe that. The woman that was in the commercial was actually voicing someone else's rhymes, but the company wasn't really happy with it. They called me in at the last minute to try to fix it. So yeah, it's just merely a VO.
Oh, okay. Because I was like tripping out. I'm thinking they need to put MC Lyte on the television commercial because, damn.
I mean, they would have had to spend millions more to make it, go that way, but they just merely wanted to fix it. So I helped them fix it.
MC Lyte, can you please share with the people a moment in your career that really, really stands out?
Oh man, I'd probably have to say 2003 was a good year. And it shocked me most because as an independent artist, I was able to garner a Grammy nomination and a BET nomination. And I don't think many independent artists can say that, unfortunately. But I felt like that was a great feat, one, considering major record labels have so much money in the game that they toss around. It makes it really hard for independents who have talent but don't have, millions to say, give me this spot on radio or give me this spot on the cover of that magazine or whatever it is. So I was really excited about that.
As a veteran of the rap game, if you knew then what you now know, would you have done things differently in your career?
Oh, I'm sure, I'm sure, but the fact is the past is the past, and all I have is what's ahead of me. So, yeah, I'm sure anybody in life, had had more knowledge back then, you could certainly make better decisions.
So no regrets then?
Nah, no regrets.
What is in the future for MC Lyte?
Foremost, I'm putting all my focus on this record with Almost September. We're about 10 tracks in. We're going to overcut so we could choose the best ones. Right now we're doing photo shoots and picking logos and, doing all of the things that are necessary for the group to have a great foundation when we start. But I'm super excited about that. So I'm putting all my efforts into that. And around about in Hollywood, I'm doing some pitching for some new storylines. And right now with the writer's strike, it's a little difficult. So we just have to wait until the strike is over, and then we can get back in those rooms and start pitching.
For the young cats coming up who are on the grind and they're focused and they know their hip-hop, they know about the legends, they know about MC Lyte, what could MC Lyte give as advice to them young cats on the come up?
Well, I would just say diversify. Don't just do hip-hop music, do all of the other things that you love to do too, if that means singing or playing an instrument or drawing or painting or literature or whatever it is. I just say do it all. Don't get stuck doing one thing, but put your focus on one thing at a time, but don't let it trap you thinking that's the only thing that you can do. That's one thing. And the other thing is just to rid yourself of all the negative vibes. Anybody that's not believing that you can accomplish what you're out to get, then I would say shake them.
Yeah, shake them haters off. Okay, Lyte. Closing statements. Say what you got to say. Plug what you got to plug.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate all of the love and support. Dred-E-Maximum, you know how we gets down. Rude boy roughneck in the house holding them down. Just want to let everybody know, check us out on MySpace. It's Almost September. And also, me, I'm mc-lyte.com, so you can check me out as well. And I love y'all. Thank you for the support.